everyone, and welcome to AMHQ Early. Thanks for joining us. It is Wednesday, March 30th, 2016. I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno. Definitely feeling like spring out there. I'm feeling it with the allergies today. You guys are dealing with it in the Midwest with the severe weather, and we've got some snow out there too. So we'll get to all of it. Starting with severe, we've got 27 million people under the severe weather threat. And then, of course, we've got the snow still slamming the Rockies from Winter Storm Troy. Let's start with the severe, including in Cheyenne. Today's forecast is for wind and snow. And then by Thursday, just a couple of snow showers as things taper off by midday, and it's certainly into the afternoon. All right, let's go cross country and see what else is happening. Here's Anna Rittis.
In the southwest, the dry conditions fueling forest fires. Good morning, Jen, and good morning to you at home. A wildfire.
Wrap up the season, right? But let's look at today's forecast, because the wind has also been another big issue in the Northeast. Finally, things are really going to calm down today. So we saw things yesterday better than the day before. Today, much, much better. Have to say, overall, as everything kind of exits, the whole system exits as well across the area. So we're in between things for today. We've got high pressure. We're going to look at temperatures starting off a lot cooler than yesterday morning as well. The winds calming down last night really allowed that radiation to happen. And so we looked at temperatures this morning, which are on the chilly side, but then warming up very nicely this afternoon underneath some sunshine. Boston close to 60, same thing in New York, and same thing here into D.C. Looking at the extended forecast for today in New York City, looking good. Sunshine all day long. This weekend in view starts today with severe weather across portions of the plains, and we are going to be watching especially into, say, northeast Texas, northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas for the area most likely to see the most widespread severe weather. But rain and storms all the way up into Iowa, rain all the way up into Minnesota. Snow still going on today and early tomorrow across the Rocky Mountain West. And then we'll see our system from the east on the move, and finally get to shake out this upper level low across the west as well. So we get to warm back up in L.A. It's been a chilly couple of days here. The front moving east by Saturday. We'll see it kind of stuck into the southeast, so that will affect some of the weekend plans there right along the southeastern coast. But then by Sunday, that moves off, but then the chill moves in. And so temperatures in Chicago and New York only in the 40s. Your temperatures running close to average or even above average across the plains this weekend. And Q early, it is 29 minutes past the hour. Topping our weather headlines this morning is the severe weather that's set to shape up later today. And right there in it is Dallas, Texas, looking for at the Texas Motor Speedway, and that is happening on April 8th. So heads up for that. Plan ahead for today's severe weather. We are going to be looking for the risk of storms out there. Dallas, Houston in the red zone. There's an area that we're especially watching from northeastern Texas into northern Louisiana, parts of Arkansas and Oklahoma, where the risk is a bit higher when it comes to sort of all modes of severe weather. We're going to time things out. We're going to show you when you're sort of most at risk for today. Looking at Jackson, Mississippi, we've got a 6 on our TORCON, our Tornado Condition Index. And the risk time frame is from starting 9 o'clock tonight until Thursday morning. Then we take you into Shreveport, where the risk time frame starts today at noon, continues to about 10 o'clock tonight, a 6 on the TORCON as well. And Dallas, we've got a 4, a time frame starting about noon today, continuing until about 9 o'clock tonight. So concerns all across this area. What's at play is that we finally are actually going to see our big upper level low, our strong upper level low from the west be on the move. Jet stream energy at play here, both branches of the jet stream contributing, and especially right here from Texas into Arkansas and Louisiana, Oklahoma as well, is where everything is coming together. We'll see that turning of the winds contributing to rotating storms. We're going to see a lot of instability in the atmosphere, meaning storm clouds can really grow tall and support some pretty large hail, maybe golf ball to maybe hail that is even a little bit larger than that, which could cause some damage. So we're watching for maybe southeastern Oklahoma, northeastern Texas. The time frame is later this afternoon. Then storms firing here, and this might be more of a wind damage threat by this point into Arkansas, moving into Mississippi and western Tennessee. This is tonight, about 10, 11 o'clock tonight, tracking these storms eastbound. Tennessee impacts on the roads. I was looking at some pictures and video yesterday from Montana, and you weren't even in the worst of the weather, but you certainly had just felt the brunt of it there with a lot of wind blowing around snow that was coming on down. So today we're going to be watching this big upper level low, the dip in our jet stream, sort of the core of the low on the move for today, but still enough to create some snow. That sort of uplift snow is going to be happening across the mountains of Wyoming and into Colorado. Idaho actually has been some of the big winners so far with snowfall. So a couple of spots getting over 16 inches of snow already, and there is still a little bit, as you can see, around Pocatello. But today everything kind of more shifting to Wyoming and into the mountains of Colorado. And this truly is more of a mountain event than anything else. Denver, we're not in it this time when it comes to snow, but Cheyenne will get some snow. Already saw a couple of inches there. We're going to get some more snow around Laramie as well. And Denver, not to say you won't get some snowflakes, but we're just not looking at the significant accumulation in Denver. Now for today, finally into tomorrow, we're going to see some more cold air transition back into the northern plains. So 94 and 90 into North and South Dakota. We may see some snowy travel, although for the most part, that great March sun should help the road conditions stay fairly good. Once you hit the mountain roads, though, things kind of go downhill. And I-70 was tough yesterday for travel. It may be again today with additional snow falling and additional wind a factor as well. I-25, I-90, all going to be roads that we watch right here across the west. When it comes to timing out the snow for you in Cheyenne, snow today, snow tonight, and then finally ending by tomorrow morning. For other big weather stories around the country, Anna Rittis, we'll go over to you. We're going to be stressed about the weather. Severe weather can cause a lot of stresses out there. We're going to get through today and tomorrow with the chance of storms and then track our front eastbound by Friday and then moving out by the weekend. So today we do have that area of severe weather possible. We're going to see the chance for rain all the way up to the Canadian border. Florida, we still have some showers around this morning as you are looking out your window West Palm Beach and noticing very aptly. By tomorrow, the front on the move, and we will see storms triggered from Chicago even to Atlanta. Heavy rain in the south will now be, I think, a bigger concern that we watch into Friday. Right there along the Florida Panhandle, where you got about 6 or 7 inches of rain in a few local areas last week. We're going to see more rain on top of that this week. But then by the weekend, things start to improve. You can see Panama City, the rain moving out, the rain sticking around Hilton Head and Myrtle Beach. We got the rain around the Outer Banks as well this weekend. Sunday's forecast, though, much drier, but much cooler. That's the next story to track, is 2 rounds of cold coming in next week, and the first one comes in this weekend. Get ready for some below average temperature, which, the winds themselves certainly can be damaging. Over water, not so much. You got to watch out for the lightning, I think, is the biggest threat in that case.
Everyone was sharing selfies yesterday from Pembroke Pines
so dramatic.
all the way to Boca. Yeah. And some people even said, I drove through the whole thing and not one raindrop.
Oh, yeah.
They expected to,
more bark than vital oftentimes than not. So let's talk about that. We're going to see big dramatic scenes in the sky today. Certainly concerned about severe weather, concerned about heavy rain, concerned about the threat for storms with hail, damaging winds that you need to avoid, and also something you're going to need to seek shelter from when it comes to the tornado risk. So for today, we've got a large area in the red zone, from Houston, Texas, right up into Des Moines, Iowa, and east to St. Louis. So we'll try to time things out for you and break down where we're expecting severe weather and what, because it's not the same threat everywhere. So we're going to look first at the TORCON, the Tornado Conditions Index. In northern Louisiana, parts of Arkansas, and then even northeast Texas, 6 on the TORCON. You go a little farther north, it's a 4, and then up into eastern Kansas and southwest Iowa, it's a 4 for today on the TORCON. That's a 4 out of 10 chance when it comes to the risk for tornadoes. Getting you into tomorrow, we're going to see things change a little bit. Very strong upper level winds. Looking actually up here in the portions of Illinois, Indiana, as our front approaches, the instability actually does go up, and so we certainly could see storms with strong damaging winds and a hail threat there as well. We look at Indy and Paducah, Kentucky, Nashville, all in the mix as well. We're also still watching for that risk of storms right here across portions of southern Louisiana, Mississippi, and into Alabama and the Florida Panhandle as well. TORCONs are up for tomorrow. We've got southern Indiana, parts of Kentucky and Tennessee in the 4, also down into Alabama, Mississippi, and eastern Louisiana, a 4 out of 10. When we look at everything out there, certainly in the atmosphere, very strong upper level winds. That northern branch of the jet stream's got a pretty strong piece coming on through as we get you into tomorrow. And we are going to be looking for the risk of storms continuing into Friday. At this point, the front is tracking east. We're going to watch the areas right along the Gulf Coast, say from New Orleans right to Panama City, over towards Tallahassee for the risk of thunderstorms. But especially out ahead of the front, you get a little daytime heating going in central southeastern Virginia, and then down here into even eastern North Carolina and South Carolina, we could get some thunderstorms that certainly could reach severe limits and the threat for tornadoes, a 3 on the TORCON by Friday. Now, the other issue is going to be the heavy rainfall potential. And as the system moves through, there's just a lot of moisture available for these thunderstorms to work with. So we are looking at, on the order of a couple of spots, 3 to 5 inches of rain, widespread 2 to 3 inches of rain. Rivers, of course, are still running high. We've got 98 gauges still up at nearing flood stage. So concerned that we will see again some river flooding. Anna Rittis.
Yeah, and in Louisiana, we still got roads